Hi everyone, welcome to the first episode of my speed build series at Croup Manor, where we're gonna turn this old ghoul-infested house into a beautiful home for a family of a lot. I can't remember. It's gonna be my sole survivor, Piper, Kate, Shaun, and Nat. So five. Oh my god. uh, I went to college and graduated, but also I was a creative writing major, so I can't do math. Anyway, let's head on inside to start. So I'm turning the upstairs into a shared bedroom for Nat and for Shaun, and a playroom in the bedroom next door. Cause this house is a little weird shape. I don't get. I guess it's supposed to be like each floor gets their own little parlor kind of deal, like a little sunroom or something. But yeah, I'm turning this room into a kids area, and I get immediately distracted by this piece in the wall, and it bugs me so much. I have to go out and fix it a couple times. Once I'm done with that, I go right back into the house to continue to scrap some things. I don't scrap a lot. I keep a lot of the things out there, and honestly, I only scrap the things inside this room because I thought I could find better versions of them later, but it turns out actually no. So that was kind of a waste of not material because it was free. But I'm gonna start with beds. I start with this bed frame, and it snaps mattresses to it. But I like this because it stops strangers from just sleeping in the beds that I'm putting out to kind of mark where I'm gonna put them for later on. So it's really helpful. And then I do start with Shaun's side of the room because I'm not saying I play favorites, but I kind of understand like what Shaun's character is supposed to be. You know, he tinkers with stuff and you can make you neat little things. So I give him a desk so he can like later on you'll see it's gonna be decorated with a bunch of stuff like building stuff. I think it's cute. He's my little science boy. You know, I love Shaun. I hate Shaun, but I love the kid, the little synth boy. So I guess you make him a robot, and I like him better. What can you say? I think robots are cool. I do not put. So this is the part where I was looking for. See, I deleted that one before, and then I thought there was good versions. There might be, but I don't know where they are, and I wasn't gonna spend a million years looking for them. So I just said, whatever. We'll use the garbage ones that I found right here. I want them in. I'm like, why would you stick out like that? And I do swap the bureau and this thing. I don't really have a reasoning for it. I just decided that I think Nat should get that and then Shaun should get that. I do put stuff in it later and I want to put more in it, but I don't really have like the space to worry about knickknacks right now. And I go and I'm just like I fix the desk a little bit and then I like desks. They're fun. And I find a lamp, but the problem is there's no power up here right now. It was a whole to do, and I didn't feel like spending 30 minutes of a video trying to finagle power to the house everywhere. So everything's kind of just not on right now, so I don't even know if it's gonna be bright enough inside, but honestly, I don't care. It's the post apocalyptic time. I keep saying it like that in just my life. So, yeah, they can't complain if they have no lighting. So I start decorating with little knickknacks. I love this little set of robots. They're so cute. I love the Autonomontry, the DLC, the robots ones. Okay, it's not great, but I liked it kinda. I like the robots. I don't care much for the actual mission anymore. It takes too long. I put down like a couple of boxes of like the build, and then my favorite item from mods, they're cows, and they have a little death claw. Well, it's a Brahmin, but cow. Shush. I put that there, and then I move it, and then I put it back, but I forgot I had originally put it there. And when I find an item I like, but it's not for the right area, I do tend to just run off and I'll go put it somewhere. So, like, you'll notice a lot of times I'll suddenly be in a different room doing something completely unrelated to what I was doing previously. That's just what I do. I am very bad at keeping track. Oh, this is these magazines. I can't even count how many times I've had to move those magazines around this place. After a while, it gets so aggravating. You could do a little drinking game, but please use water. I don't think you need to kill yourself with alcohol poisoning because how many times. Oh, I hate those magazines. And then I love this racetrack. It's so I always put everywhere. I'm like kids room racetrack. Why racetrack? It's a kids thing, like racetracks. But you could tell I was busy doing one thing, and then I found something, went into the other room, and then came back, and I'm like, oh yeah, I was busy in here, wasn't I? And I fixed the bed. I think it's because I need more space. Just they needed more space. Oh, I also use the oh, is it Place Anywhere? It's Place Everywhere. Anywhere, Everywhere. It's the mod that lets you, like, specifically, like, rotate and get everything onto a point. I do a lot more of this, but I cut it out because it's just a lot of me things making go doot 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 doot, wiggling around. But there I am moving those magazines again. I think this is me thinking, okay, this wall needs something, but what do the walls need? And then I realize I'm trying to find stuff for the just for the room because I'm not really sure what I want to put because I feel bad because I don't really get. I do figure out a kind of a way to tell Nat's story, but not as well as Shaun's. I do go kind of crazy on Shaun's room. Oh, and I put some rugs down because I feel like it's gonna be cold and these would I don't know if they'd help keep heat in, but I definitely think they'd be nicer than walking on, hardwood flooring. And also like as a like a what's the word I want to use? Being like, haha, I have so many resources. I have 3 fancy rugs sitting in the floor of my children's bedroom. While most of the people under Cynthia's rule do not live this well. Because that's kind of her character, is she's not a good person. She's very out for herself. And it's just, what was I doing there? I think I was getting a light, but then I decided, never mind. Oh, and this I'm like, okay, so we need something for the walls. It's like posters. I love the cat posters. But then I'm like, you can see the moment where I'm like, actually, no, I don't want these in here. These don't work in here. So I take them and I put them outside. You just think, actually, I do. I love them. They're so cute. And I do love in the spoilers in the Far Harbor DLC, you meet the robot brain who paints those, and I'm just like, I love your cat art. It's the best, guy. And I do decide to do posters because that makes sense, the kids having cool posters. She gets one for superheroes, and I think no, what do I give her? I have no idea anymore. I thought I gave her one of their version of like the Avengers or whatever. But I give him the space guy, and I give her the pony one. Later on, I actually have the pony from that ghoul. If you help him, God. Oh, Arlen Glass. That makes me really sad. Now I'm thinking about Arlen Glass. I'm sorry. I'm so sad. If you play Fallout 4, please find the slog, talk to Arlen Glass. And I finally find the dividers. I was looking for them in the beginning. I actually cut it out because it was like literally 30 seconds of me trying to find these things and then failing miserably. I do put them on the wrong side. I don't mean to do that, but I do. I was like, okay, this looks fine, but then I'm like, actually, none of the beds are protected from being seen by, like, there's no bed. It's like Shaun's bed's right there. You walk through the door, you're in his business. So I switched it to put that one there and the other one on that side. To kind of make it a lot more private, because they share a room, sure, but they can have some privacy. And I left her room such a mess for such a long time. Because I was putting stuff down and trying to kind of, and I want that globe. I put the globe there, and then I think this is the start of me obsessing over the desk instead of doing anything else. I'm like, okay, time to make Shaun's room Super nice. I'm just like looking around. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I do that a lot. I'll start swinging my um camera around like, what do I want to do with any of this? And then I say, you know what? Let's do next door for a minute. And I play around with. Oh yeah, see, I did. It is the right poster. I literally forgot immediately what I put. Yeah, so what I kind of characterize Nat as is like kind of like a tomboy. Like she's tough because she's had to basically. It's just her and her sister, and Piper's pretty tough. So why can't she be? And so I decided that like she gets like the death claw, and she has like um baseball stuff because she lives in the Fenway Park, which is cool. So I'm from Boston. I don't know if I'm not from Boston. I live like an hour away, but like that close enough area where sometimes I get a wicked bad Boston accent. So sometimes you'll be like, yeah, you're from Boston, aren't you? And I'm like, yeah. But yeah, so I kind of, and then, I don't know if this is, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's only a mod, but it has like, um, comic books next to her in her room. So I thought, okay, you know what? That makes sense. She likes comic books. She likes baseball. She likes coloring because there's also a chalk drawing in the bedroom, which again could be vanilla. I don't know. I've never played a non-modded version of any game, honestly, since I learned about mods. It's like, well, if a game's gonna be fun, it's gonna be fun modded. And this is when I add the chalkboard because originally I had I swear to God, it's in a mod somewhere. It's a decal that's like a chalk drawing for kids. That's why I put this outside originally. But then when I couldn't find it, I just said, you know what? A chalkboard inside would be cool. And worst case scenario, if I find it later, I can just be like, there you go. And put it down there later for the tour. Because I will be touring this later. Um, in future videos, I will be doing a lot less decorating to leave something for the tour, but this is kind of me working on what I want to do, so I'm kind of like, that's why you'll see some like weird like little bit because it's me figuring things out. And so I wanted to keep this because why not? It's free resources, but it's like just kind of annoying enough to not fit anything cool on it. So I do tend to cut a lot, so you get cut a lot later on, and at one point it'll be completely done, and you'll just be like, wait, what? It's because I cut it out. I also I cut out a lot of stuff, especially because a lot of times I'll just be like, actually, I want this item downstairs, and then I'll go downstairs. And it's like, that's just a huge waste of time to show. And then I set up another little play area. This is their play area, like where they'd, play games, where all their toys are usually kept. Their rooms, they keep some items, but that's like personal items that they own. These are like communal toys. Like Shaun and Nat have to share these toys. Though they are kind of based more on their personalities. Like I think Shaun would actually no, I think they both like the little car track. But I give them some fancy pillows because, again, Cynthia prefers all the good things in life. So and then this is the not the final resting place. I do move it like 3 times, but it's supposed to be like Nat's laying down on these pillows, all comfortable, reading her comics, and then Shaun's, sitting there playing with the cars, and they're just hanging out. Because I think that's just cute. I love the idea of this big old family living in this place, even though my soul survivor is a horrible person. So I really shouldn't hope good things for her. I go back to the bedroom. I'm trying to fill out Nat's living space because it feels empty. I'm not really sure what to put. And I think at first I go with a bookshelf, this one here. But I don't like it after a while because it just feels like it has too much stuff that isn't her and more of like stuff they both use. So I do end up moving the posters a bunch. I think they're cool. Actually, I don't like that poster so much anymore. I think it matches the walls too well. So I might go back and change that to something that doesn't blend in with the white wall so much. I can't remember. I think I always end up looking for something and then not finding it. And then I found something and I was like, will this work here? And then I think I do inevitably say, actually, no. I do move stuff. Oh, so you're probably wondering, hey, wasn't there a table like right there? That's something I did cut because I ran downstairs, put the table down, and then spent like 3 minutes arranging the table. And I was like, wait a minute, no, stop video you're doing. And so I ended up just I cut that all out, and now we're back up here. And I do the same with this. I say, I don't want this, and I do bring it downstairs, and that's why we're back up here. I'm looking for little things to put. I was looking for a radio because I thought, radios are cool. No TVs, they aren't great for frame rate. So I thought a little radio is fine. I did find some trophies, which I think makes sense. The art of those anarchist cookbook and then art of war because I think Sin would definitely give that to Shaun to read. It's got a long explanation, but very mixed feelings about her child. But anyway, the trophies make sense because there's a lot of high schools in this game. I can think of at least like 3. So she would definitely pick those up for her kid. Be like, he's the best science boy in the Commonwealth because she said so. The good science boy. He does all the good science. And then, so I cut out more of me messing around with that bookshelf there. And I start on his workshop. So, like, I do this a lot. I have this in another game I've made. I do this all the time. But I think it's because he builds stuff, so I like to set out, like, what would you need to build, like, whatever. I actually put down a little car later, so it's supposed to indicate, like, he's building this little model racy car. So what would you need? A box of screws, and some glue, and a screwdriver. And later on, there'll be wooden paint. Yeah, see, I'm like, but he builds a little car. It's a little race car to race on his racetrack. Because Nat broke it. No, I think it'd be cute if he built it himself. So I put the wood there, and then I'm like, actually, let's move that. Because I think, sure, like, why not put the boxes on the back? Because it's like, these are just here, because maybe those are the boxes from the robots. I'm just, he didn't throw it away. That is good cardboard. Actually, what would that turn into? I can't remember what you would call, like, papery stuff. So, whatever. Papery stuff. And, I think I also do. What was the next thing I do? Oh, a paintbrush. So I'm pretty sure there's a mod that probably makes regular looking paintbrushes. Anyway. So, but I usually it's just like a house paintbrush. I don't know what you'd call it, but a big old paintbrush, and then a big old vat of blood. I went, oh, red. I'm like, wait, no. Oh, fine. We're gonna use the blood. He doesn't. He's a robot boy. He's a robot boy. He doesn't care about blood, but it's blood paint and then yellow paint. Because the car is kind of like an orangey red color with like a yellow stripe. So I thought, oh, this makes sense. He like borrowed cans of paint from his mom, who works on Power Armor, and he's just like, I'm gonna paint a little car and then put it back later. I think I'm just like looking around, and I realize there's just like, oh, I find another item. I'm like, oh, well, this gotta go on his desk. Spoil rotten, this child. This is a good desk. I love decorating desks. I just gotta finish looking through, and then I start with lights. I thought, so this is another mod. It's just like Christmas light mod. It works without power, which is kind of cool. But I looked from like the day this game came out for these Christmas lights, and for some reason could not find them. But when I finally did, I was so excited. I use them in every build now just because they exist. But I really like them, and they really fit like a kid's room. Because, like, I mean, look at I feel very old saying that, but look at young people nowadays. Their rooms are covered in Christmas lights, and I'm jealous. I want Christmas lights. My sibling has Christmas lights. I'm really jealous. So, finally, we're going to take this outside. So, I did start simple things, like I did put a bench out there, and now I really don't do much out here. I just put like, cause like they can bowl out here, which I think is kind of cute, and I also like picture that ball gets kicked into the ocean constantly, cause they're right there. There's the ocean. Just kick the ball right in the ocean. Ugh, why do I go back inside? I don't remember why I came back in here. Oh, no, why am I here? I'm sorry. I I'm because I need more lighting. I just kind of decided to light stuff up. So I decided, oh, actually, I'm going to go back inside and do this. Oh, you know what happened? I found that ball and I needed to go back outside right away with it. And then I decided, okay, actually, no. That's when I decided I didn't like this inside anymore. And I also needed to put in a fireplace. So I have you'll see when it pops up, but it's a working fire. Well, it's working as in it makes light and it makes shadows, and it's actually really really nice. You'll see it. This is it, but not when I put it down. I was gonna go for one of the old fashioned ones because that would make kind of sense in this old manor. But then I was like, actually, the more modern looking one doesn't really fit better, but it makes more sense because it's like a enclosed space, so like it's safer for kids. So I was like, actually, you know what? Let's go with the modern one, so it's safer for the children. Because I had to make it a bit bigger so it went into the ceiling. But yeah, I like it. It's really cool. It makes everything nice and warm, and I really like that about that. Okay, so this is me going back outside. I thought this part was that other part, but I decided to make like a little fort. I do it real quick. I kind of was getting towards the end of it, and it was me just stacking boxes in a weird way until I said, you know what, this is how I like it. But yeah, it's supposed to be like really ramshackle. It's just the kids made it real fast. But it's a cute little hideout. They have checkers to like. So I thought, you know what? If anything, Nat would love to gamble. She would gamble. So I thought what would be cute is they have she has a couple of snacks, he has a couple of snacks, and it's supposed to be like they're playing checkers for their snacks cuz food's not like super limited because they are like super, privileged in this world thanks to sin, but they still like they're not allowed to eat tons of junk food. So I set up like their hangout, and I think it's really cute. I put two raggedy pillows because like they've been rained on. They're sitting outside, and then that's it. Actually, that's the last thing I do for this build. I just check to make sure everything okay, and then I get stuck. But yeah, that's the end of the video. I will probably just do a quick look around to kind of make sure everything I had looked around to make sure everything I was like good. I wasn't really thinking of anything like, oh god, I need to add this right now. But yeah, I keep saying but yeah. That's the end of the video. I hope you liked it. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching the video. If you want to see future updates from me, feel free to subscribe. Maybe follow me on Twitter, where I will be posting ideas and video updates. Tumblr is going to be just for fun, but you feel free to follow me there as well. New videos will be up every Tuesday, and I hope to see everyone next week. Bye!